Good day everyone! In this video, we will tackle about the freshwater ecosystem. But before that, let me introduce ourselves. My name is Armand Angelo Sinuinay with my group mates Christian Jake Urbuda and Edgar Aranas. Freshwater ecosystem. A freshwater ecosystem has low salt content making a suitable environment for various plants and animals, classified as slotic, wash, lantic, calm, and wetlands. Guys, ang freshwater ecosystem daw guys is kanang it is a habitat nga low salt content. So, kani nga ecosystem mo support siya og diverse plant and animal life nga mo adapt sa ani nga freshwater condition. Did you know that there are three types of freshwater ecosystem? And these are lotic, lantic, and wetlands. And now, Urbuda will discuss about lotic ecosystem.
There are three lotic zones: the source zone, transition zone, and floodplain zone. Source zone: narrow headwater or mountain stream of cold air water, clear water, and high dissolved oxygen. Transition zone: merged streams on gentler slopes with warmer water, more producers, and slightly lower dissolved oxygen. Floodplain zone: streams join into wider and deeper rivers with slight salty water and that meander across broad, flat valleys, high temperature, lower DO, large producer populations, rooted plants along slopes, and distinct fish species are found here. Now I am here to explain the three zones, the three lotic zone. Source zone. So the source zone is where a river begins. It is usually in high elevation areas like mountain or hills, where water flows swiftly, often originating from springs or melting snow. The source zone is characterized by cold water and rock substrates. Transition zone. The transition zone is where the river starts to widen and slow down as it moves away from its source. In this zone, the water begins to meander and the river banks may become less steep, vegetation become more abundant, and the water may contain more sediment. Floodplain zone. The floodplain zone is the area alongside the river that is periodically flooded during times of high water flow. This zone has fertile soil deposited by floodwaters, making it ideal for agriculture. It supports diverse plant and animals life adapted to periodic flooding events.
And now, let's proceed to the second type of freshwater ecosystem, which is lentic ecosystem. Lentic ecosystem is standing water or calm ecosystem like lakes and ponds. Ang lentic ecosystem daw guys they support a variety of aquatic life including fish, frogs, and plants. Lentic ecosystem plays a crucial role in the water cycle and provide habitats for numerous organisms. Guys, did you know that there are three also zones in lentic ecosystem? First is littoral zone, contain rooted vegetation along the shore. The littoral zone is the shallow area near the shore of a lake or ocean where sunlight penetrates to the bottom, supporting abundant plant growth and diverse animal life. And the second zone is limnetic zone, open water dominated by plankton. The limnetic zone is the open sunlight surface area of a lake or pond where photosynthesis occurs in plankton thrive, providing food for fish and other aquatic organisms. And lastly is profundal zone, a deep water zone containing only heterotrophs. The profundal zone is the deep, dark area of a lake or pond where sunlight does not reach and decomposing organic matter accumulates, creating a habitat for specialized organisms adapted to low oxygen levels. There are three stratification layers in a lake. First is epilimnion, warm water, thermocline, rapid change temperature, and the third is hypolimnion, cold water. The epilimnion is the top layer of the lake where sunlight penetrates and temperature are relatively warm. The thermocline is a middle layer where temperature rapidly decreases with depth. And the lastly is the hypolimnion. It's the bottom layer, usually cooler and denser with little no sunlight reaching it. Eutrophication. Eutrophication happens when lakes receive excess nutrients like nitrogen and phosphorus. These nutrients come from sources like agricultural runoff and sewage. When these nutrients enter the lake, they stimulate the growth of algae and other aquatic plants. As a result, the lake becomes covered in thick layers of algae, which can block sunlight from reaching other plants and organisms below. This leads to a decrease in oxygen levels in the water, causing harm to fish and other aquatic life. Eutrophication can also result in foul odors and formation of harmful algal blooms, which can produce toxin harmful to human and animals. To prevent eutrophication, it's important to control nutrient runoff by implementing measures like reducing fertilizer use and improving sewage treatment. Additionally, restoring natural wetlands and buffer zones around lakes can help filter out excess nutrients before they reach the water. The impoundment of landscape ecosystem, such as lakes and ponds, involving creating barriers like dams to regulate water flow. This process has several impacts on the environment. First, it alters the natural water cycle, affecting the flow of rivers and streams. Second, impoundment can lead to change in water temperature and oxygen levels, influencing the aquatic life within the ecosystem. It may cause habitat loss for species adapted to specific water conditions. The creation of impoundment often severs human needs, such as hydroelectric power generation, irrigation, and water supply. However, it can also result in the displacement of communities and loss of cultural heritage tied to the affected areas. Impoundment can accumulate sediment, altering the physical characteristic of the ecosystem. Despite the potential drawbacks, impoundment can also offer recreational opportunities like boating and fishing, contributing to local economies. Therefore, careful management and consideration of the environmental impacts are crucial when implementing impoundment projects.
I'm gonna discuss about wetlands. Reading the definition of wetlands. Wetlands helps regulate water flow, filter pollutants, and prevent flooding. This ecosystem support important ecological processes such as nutrient cycling and carbon storage. Human activities like drainage and development pose threats to freshwater wetlands, emphasizing the need for conservation effort. There are three types of wetlands, and first is river wetlands. Are areas near rivers that are often flooded. These wetlands have waterlogged soil. Many plants and animals live in river wetlands, like frogs and cattle. Birds often visit river wetlands to feed and nest. River wetlands provide important habitats and help filter water and prevent flooding. The second is lacustrine wetlands. Lacustrine wetlands are wetlands found near lakes. They are formed by the interaction of water and land around lake shores. These wetlands support diverse ecosystem, including various plants and animals. They play important roles in water filtration, flood control, and providing habitat for wildlife. Human activities such as pollution and habitat destruction can threaten the health of lacustrine wetlands. And lastly, palustrine wetlands. Palustrine wetlands are wetlands found in low-lying areas like marshes and swamps. They are often dominated by non-woody plants like grasses and seeds. Palustrine wetlands provide habitat for diverse wildlife, including birds, amphibians, and insects. They play crucial roles in flood control, water filtration, and maintaining water quality. Human activities like drainage and development pose threats to the health and extents of Palestinian wetlands.
Rice cultivation in wetlands involve growing rice plants in flooded fields or paddies. This method utilizes the natural abundance of water in wetland areas to sustain the crop. Farmers often use traditional techniques such as hand planting and flooding fields to manage water levels and promote rice growth. Forest wetlands, like those inhabited by bald cypress and water torpedo trees, are lush, waterlogged areas teeming with life. These wetlands serve as vital habitats for various species of birds, insects, and aquatic animals. Bald cypress and water torpedo trees are well adapted to thrive in the wet condition of forested wetlands, contributing to the rich biodiversity of this ecosystem.
Conclusion. Freshwater ecosystems are very important part of our earth ecosystem as they provide the water for various purposes and use. Second, they also help that the demonstrated and terrestrial ecosystem to survive and keep this kind of ecosystem alive in nature. Number 3. The ecosystem of freshwater are very less in our earth, or they just occupy 1% total water percent on earth, which supports the more than 7 billion human population and thousands of species present in our earth. Number 5. So it is important to keep freshwater ecosystem safe from other ecosystem as it is life for other ecosystem.